Okay, today's class session is we're going to talk about the canon events between Harry Osborn and Gwen. Okay, I thought you were still going to warn me about losing a police captain. I already know that. Yeah, and still, my dad is going to be police captain. Yeah, well, at least I'm lucky. For me, I didn't lose George Stacy, at least not yet. Your time will come when it begins, despite it's almost over. So, what exactly am I gonna lose? First off, tell me something familiar. Did you lose anyone who had authorities? Authorities? Like, who was more better than Captain Stacy to you? Well, first off, I lost Captain America who passed away after he turned old. They said he was dead. And then, really, it's because he wants to go back to his time period. Yeah. And yes, I'm sorry I killed Captain Stacy. It was out of my control. He only did that because he sacrificed himself to save me. Yeah, I've been there and done that, except I don't have a reptile in my reality. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Well, I did lose Iron Man when he sacrificed himself when he was killed by Thanos. Yeah, he always died in different parts of the universe. Did he? Yes and no. But yet this universe still needs him. I just got one question, Peter 4. Yeah, what is it? Did you ever lose? Yes, I did. That was my first failure after Uncle Ben. Oh, I have one question. Yeah, me too. Are you sure your Uncle Ben is still alive in your universe? I don't know or remember about that. Because he's the one who should persuade you more. Otherwise, I think he and May must have got divorced. Could be, I'm not sure. Your time will come when it reveals. What about yours? My dad is Captain Stacy, but yet he didn't die. He just quit. Or did he? Yeah. I couldn't say so. Okay, enough about the police captain, even though what's that have to do between Gwen and Harry? It's their fate. I already know my fate. We become heroes at the end. No. Before that, you were hasty, just like me. We'll see about that. You have a problem. Okay, boys, let's just keep this in perspective. Like, what fate am I dealing with? Because previously, you sacrificed yourself to save your friend from Venom. Yeah, I know. He almost impaled him, and you could have almost used your sword to slice your glider. It's expensive. I didn't want to... Well, I could have risked it all. Well, let's just say being the good and bad guy is one half of your canon. Especially there's another where you become the Iron Patriot. There is. And I wish if you were there during the canon events, you would have become the American Son as well. Is that true? Well, mostly. I have one question. Did you have a best friend? I did once, except he didn't dress up like you, because you look like a dark goblin to me. Dark goblin? That's what they're calling it during the multiverse. Yeah, there's no such thing as new goblin. Whoever makes that up. The only versions you can only take that are true is either Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, or the American Son. But Black Goblin is still more refreshing. It is. Well, we just haven't got that yet. So, since you got black clothing, we're just going to have to rename you. Okay, fine. As long as I hold forth, I'm known as the Black Goblin. Okay, let's not keep this perspective. So what part of this canon event am I facing? Your death. After that, you were impaled, and so did the original. Yeah, it's true. I lost my best friend. After that, I had no one to rely on except Miles. Yeah. Harry's dead. Oh, this could be rich. How come you didn't die? I didn't get killed. Not yet, but sooner or later you will be. Nice try, Miguel. And yet, Captain Stacy and Harry are the only people who didn't die yet. And neither did Gwen, since she didn't meet Face. I must warn you, even if Harry doesn't exist, what happens if this Ned lead turns bad? Especially Ganty as well. Okay, first off, there's no way Ganty or Ned is gonna kill us both after he meets his fate. Wait, is Ned really gonna be the bad guy to me? Well, there are versions, but in your case, didn't he already look like the hobgoblin to you? No, I was referring to ears, but rather looks. You mean fashion looks? Yeah. I kind of like Ned because he's not rich like me, and he never went to military school. Of course he didn't. And you're lucky. But he's not. Ugh. Why can't you just be like me? Because I'm not like you, Goblin. Well, you better. For your sake. Oh, please, Harry. Harry's dead. No, I'm not. I wasn't talking to you. But you sure that my friend Gatita is not gonna die? I told you, you only have one choice. You only need to save one person, then just the entire world. So who's it gonna be? Man, being Spider-Man is a lot of work. Yeah, I couldn't save everyone than just MJ. I couldn't even save Harry. I was restrained before Venom almost impaled me. Look, I'm sorry I almost killed Norman. I didn't know what came into me. Then tell me something. When was the last time you saved someone after you realized he's a parent to your best friend? But Ned doesn't have any villains. No, but at least my daughter has a boyfriend that you intend to salvage and spare. Yeah, I only saved you because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. Yeah, it's a good thing, and I'm kind of proud of you. So I always die in these universes? Well, several times, but it's only a matter of quantum physics. I wish if I could have figured out Norman was the Green Goblin, I would have stopped him and cured him if I can just do some research on the antidote. At least I did. But I did it for you. But thank you. For what? For saving my father. I had to. I didn't want you to end up in the same path anymore. You know, I kind of like you better if we were friends. At least I didn't meet you in the wrong time period. But I kind of feel sorry for how your best friend really mistreated you, Peter. Really? You know, I really need a new best friend. That's you. Well, that's a matter of time. But I'll take that compliment. All right. Okay. Yeah, you look like half Winter Soldier and half, I don't know what those blades remind me of. Well, I don't expect you to remind me of anything. At least I got a metal arm compared to yours. That makes you both half Winter Soldiers. Ha! Nice try, but I'm not. Okay, then. What about me? Gwen, I hate to expose you, but the truth is, in his universe, you died. I did? Yeah, it's true. I tried to save you, I mean her, but I failed. I know how much she means to you. At least, at least he didn't date her because he already met MJ 3 years ago, and that still counts. Actually, that was 2 decades. I can still scan your time periods. Oh yeah. Yeah. No MJ. No Gwen. You stay out of this. Yeah, you're still responsible for making me lose her. If you haven't given me these antidote, this whole collusion collider would be avoided. I hate this guy. Me too. But Harry's not your original killer. Others like Norman Osborn also killed her. But other related notes like Annie Wang was almost killed by Carnage during that night. But instead, the canon event still makes it correct. You mean Annie still died? Well, no. I meant was Francis Barrison died. Who's Francis? Shriek. Okay, I never heard of Shriek. No, but that name sounds familiar to me. Except it was in my dreams. You have these dreams? Yeah. And yet, I'm not having my dreams either. You know, unlike you, Connors, he would never turn into some kind of Jurassic reptile. Oh, really? If he did, I'd rather see him be smarter than you. Like how smart? Like he would be aware that he's naked without a lab coat. And you're wearing it because if I turn human, I want to protect my private parts. Sure you do. You know, for the record, if you guys think you lost a Gwen, I lost a Peter when he turned into the lizard. Oh, really? I'm glad I almost became one if I didn't stop the machine on time. You did? Yeah, I saw what you did. And you're lucky you didn't become the second lizard after him. Make that spider lizard. You could have joined me, Peter. We would have been brothers. And I would have been a father to you instead. I would have regrowth every bone of your body. Disgusting. I'd rather see you turn into a lizard. Why? Because you're not Green Goblin until you get green scales. And then what? Am I going to get a tail on the backside? No. So, wait, does your Gwen die in your universe by any chance? Just tell me honestly. Yeah, I need to know. No, she doesn't. We just broke up. She attended the funeral after that. My funeral? Yes. And you're lucky that both George and Gwen didn't meet their fate. But Harry, on the other hand, did. But I didn't. Except Gwen and Captain Stacy already met their fates. I saw it on the news. Actually, his first. Yeah, right. Sometimes I get the feeling even if Liz isn't Gwen, what if she disintegrated after that too? Because I also turned dusty. Well, that still counts as a canon event, even if it's not Gwen but Liz. Yeah. Except I got disintegrated too. That's still a canon event. Why? Because originally the Spider-Man always dies. But not the way I would see him. Me? Yeah. What happens? Does he take his place? Well, truthfully, yeah. I really hate these canons. Me too, but we have to make sacrifices. What about you? Did you lost your Gwen? Yes, the reason why I dated MJ because I made a promise to her to always protect her for my life. After that, we got married and we became a close bond. Yeah, good for you. I can't let these things happen. I'm afraid that's just the way things are. What other canon events I'm not missing here? Well, Due to your rage, you're lucky you weren't infected by a parasite. You mean that symbiote thing I encountered? Yes. Yet at least I don't need a symbiote just yet. Well, I heard about these things. They're nasty monsters. Except I don't recall seeing some just yet. Okay, I face a lot of aliens in my life, but never one with gross face over here. You will. Yeah, I really need that symbiote. Gives me power. If I take it, I'll be more healing. All right, now you sound like Carlton Drake. Who's Drake? He's the head of the Life Foundation, or in your words, you can say he's the Norman Osborn variant in your reality. I have one question. Are there any other versions of Harry that may be familiar? Well, other canon deaths of Harry events. There's Milo. Who's Milo? He's Morbius's adopted brother and best friend. Morbius, you mean the living vampire? Yeah, I heard about him. He told me that they were friends once since childhood, and he told me that he was beat up by those kids. He did. And all he ever wanted was to walk again, because they're both disabled. So instead of getting bitten by a spider, he was infected by vampire bats. In where state? Laboratory or on a ship? Oh. So what happens then? They were on the run and they became fugitives. What happened to Milo? Well, he died with the antidote. Not only cured him, but it also killed him. Ugh. I really need Milo by my side anytime these days. You're not going to, Osborn. Well, I could cure him for him. Don't tell me. You're gonna turn him into a lizard? Exactly. I will always cure the weak for the wretched ones. In other canon news, I should remind you, there's gonna be another opponent in the next 5 months. Another opponent, and Spot is not it. Let me guess. I've heard rumors about scorpions. I heard rumors about a kingpin, only in my world. Or maybe another goblin. It better not be Ned. Or is it Carnage? They're not it either. There's going to be a hunter on the loose. Craven. Craven. I think I had a dream about him once. He mentored me. Yeah, but he's more like an easier opponent. You don't want to mess with Craven. I did some analysis and research. It turns out this guy is nuts and overkill and overpoached. Or other words, he's completely Clayton to you guys. Wait, you mean that guy is molding innocent people like some kind of predator? Yes, that's what his dad wants him to be, an extreme hunter. Well, if Craven has a problem with that, he needs to answer to me first. I would love to see you both fight. Hunter to assassin. I'm not an assassin anymore. I'm more like a vigilante by night. Sure you are. But that's not all. Calypso and Chameleon are in there too. Any readings? Well, I don't have any evidence of her voodoo powers or his shape-shifting skills. Just Craven making complete carnage counts. Really? Well, not like that kind of carnage. I mean, he's killing other people. Just look right there. Okay, let me see that. There's Craven and... Whoa. Man, that guy's nuts. What kind of universe where it has no Spider-Man? Wait, I see some spiders in there. Ugh. Are you sure this Craven's not arachnophobia? Depends. Actually, there are some versions of him that he's afraid of spiders. At least it's not a giant one, because that would be the ultimate challenge. I can create a giant spider. just by using growth serum. You can't do anything. It was just a suggestion. Yeah, you just want to test it out, do you? So is he going to be the bad guy in this? Any challengers? There is one, the Rhino. Rhino, but not your Rhino. Then what kind of Rhino am I looking at? I don't know yet. He just announced it, but there's some evidence. All I can see is some scaling hand. Are you sure it's not my work? Because it could have been another Connors in this reality. Well, this time there won't be a mutant lizard or a mechanical rhinoceros, but a mutated one. Wow. I'm so glad Alexi didn't take that. Yeah, I saw a rhino once back at the society. Yeah, me too. The rhino I know just dressed up like a goon, but this one looks like he's like Hulk, like rhinoceros. And yet I still haven't met Rhino yet. No, but I had a dream about him once. You did? Yeah. Yeah, right. But by the meantime, let those canon events play off. Can't believe it. Well, nice try. I'm not gonna die in this dimension. Like, what are you gonna do? Impale me with my own glider? No, he is, if anything happens to you. But I'd rather see you just lose some oxygen. I almost died, and this time I survived, unlike him. I only died with a sacrifice, something you should do. What do you have against Peter anyway? Listen, Osborn, all I ever wanted was his blood, and since Venom has part of his symbiotes in them, I need it for myself. And now you're acting like Cassidy. I'm not like Cassidy. You don't have to do this. Oh yes, I can, actually speaking. Oh yeah, and give me one good reason. Because unlike you who wants to avenge your parents after a misunderstanding, you're the misunderstanding one. This time I finally accepted the truth. And the truth is, Peter will never hurt me. But mine just did. You're just upset, and I don't believe you were sick. You just probably made that up just to get his blood. I didn't make that up. It's all true. My father died because he had the cancer, and the last thing I saw was his ugly fingers on his hand. Okay, now that sounds like goblin mixture. Yeah, I've been through that too. Also, he was never in costume, but rather mutated. Alright, let's send them all back to their cells. Am I really going to face the canon events? Yeah, you are. But that doesn't mean it's going to end too well. Sometimes you got to face it. But even if I did meet Gwen, or what happens if she was revived like into a real ghost spider, then that's a true canon. Someone that was killed will be revived if they were cloning experiments, since I researched them. But until then, let's just keep this in perspective for now.